It's convenient how we ignore that the tops of soda cans are so filthy.
Women are traditionally the ones who cook in the house, yet a lot of the most famous chefs are men.
Towards the near future, old people with tattoos will be very common.
Visiting Times Square feels like going to a dodgy website without ad blockers.
When older generations complain about the younger ones, they basically admit they failed to educate and teach them.
In 30 years, instead of retirement homes, we will have senior gaming houses.
Dubstep happened and then we all moved on.
One of the greatest unnoticed shifts in society has been how we've all just shifted over to portrait-oriented photos instead of landscape, which was the norm for decades.
You have to pass a CAPTCHA test to prove you're not a computer while your answers are judged by a computer.
When you eat an egg mayo sandwich, you're basically having eggs and egg sauce.
Sandwiches taste better when you cut them diagonally.
A good man won't always realize you are hitting on them when you're interested. A bad man will think you are hitting on them even if you try to get away.
When someone rich asks for money, it's in a conference room. When someone poor asks for money, it's on the street.
Butts are the shoulders of the legs.
You can be softcore or hardcore, you can't just be core.
When you take out the trash, you're just putting your trash in a larger trash can.
Humans are an invasive species to most places.
When you die, everything you own actually lasted a lifetime.
Rowan Atkinson's two most famous roles are one without a voice and one with only a voice.
Now for a quick break. Stay tuned for more shower thoughts. When it comes down to it, all toilets are fancy buckets with holes in them.
As more and more locks become electronic, kids will grow up not knowing how to use a key.
Orange is spicy yellow.
A lot of news headlines exist simply because people let the intrusive thoughts win.
You never see Batman put on his makeup around the eyes.
Colleges request more donations than Wikipedia while they provide far less information.
It's a real shame cats hate water. Imagine how much they'd enjoy a hot shower.
The hard reality of modern archaeology is the often limited material to study, but for digital archaeology in the future will be the exact opposite problem.
Unless you are a contortionist, more people than you will see your anus directly during your lifetime.
Charity commercials about mistreated animals are more sad than the ones about people. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow with more mind-bending shower thoughts. Goodbye for now. If you liked this podcast, check out our other podcast, Daily Facts. This podcast gives you interesting tidbits of information to impress your friends, family, and colleagues with. So get smarter in less than 10 minutes a day. Just search for Daily Facts in your podcast app or check the show notes page for the link. This podcast was produced by Klassic Studios. Please see the show notes page for source credits.